Hi, I'm Radia Gleese. I'm a certified clinical nutritionist, and I'm here in Austin, Texas at Austin Integrative Medicine. Today I'm going to talk about weight loss. Now that's, like such a dead subject. I mean, everybody and his brother is always talking about weight loss, but I really want to talk about weight loss programs that work and metabolism, because it's really understanding the way the body works. I was introduced to a program about 5 years ago that was developed out of Australia, and it's a clinically supervised weight loss program. And the reason why I like it so much is, first of all, psychologically, they've proven, there was an article that was published in JAMA in 2002. They took a group of people, they took 400, and they divided the group. 200 of them did a clinically supervised weight loss program, and then 200 of them did the exact same program, same diet. And the results were really interesting, because the clinically supervised weight loss was the more follow-up visits that the person did, the higher the weight and the longer they kept it off. And incrementally, the less follow-ups they did, the less weight lost, and the less length of time that they kept it off for 2 years. And the ones that absolutely did nothing, they were in the second group that just did the exact same diet, but they didn't have any kind of clinical supervision. They basically lost, the average was 3 pounds, and none of them kept it off for any length of time. So, it's really the idea of having somebody to answer to. I go to the gym. Well, sometimes. But when I go to the gym, I've been going to the gym for a long time, and it's really, I know how to use the equipment, I know how to use the machines. But if I don't have a trainer, I don't really stay for very long. I get into a program for about 6 months, and then something happens, and, I get ill, or I travel or something, and I get off my schedule, and it's really hard, unless I've got somebody to answer to get back on. It's also hard to push yourself, It's like, when you're lifting weights and whatever, you're going to wimp out if you don't have somebody counting for you and pushing you and, giving you that extra encouragement. So it's the same with, getting on a good weight loss program. It needs to be supervised, especially if you're on any kind of medication or whatever. You've got to be with someone who knows what they're doing, knows how to deal with those medications, knows how to work with your doctor or whatever to back you off of those medications as the diet hopefully is working. And if it isn't, it's the wrong kind of diet. So let's talk about healthy weight loss. Because there's all kinds of programs out there. Some of them you will lose weight, no question about it, but are they healthy? Are you going to gain it right back? Yo-yo diets cause you actually to slow the metabolism down even more, and you're probably going to have a rebound effect and gain weight actually after you get off the diet. They did one study with SlimFast, for example, and they showed that a group of people lost approximately 14 pounds in 2 months. But 11 of the 14 pounds was lean muscle. This is not a healthy weight loss. So it's not about losing weight per se. It's about losing fat. And that's where we get into metabolism. It's all about burning fat for fuel instead of losing muscle. If you go on a starvation diet, if you go on an extremely low-calorie diet, and, you starve the body, what happens, the reason why you start losing lean muscle is because the body needs amino acids. These are derivatives of protein. And these amino acids are the building material, literally, for your body, for your hormones, for your neurochemistry, for everything. So if you are sparing the body of amino acids, then what happens is the body starts to immediately seek it out in your body, and it breaks down muscle to supply the body with the important amino acids that it needs. So muscle loss is not a great weight loss. Really what you want is fat loss. That's it. If you're not losing fat, then it's not a healthy diet, no matter what. There was an article in the Austin Statesman about 5 years ago, and it said, scientists are baffled. People can eat more food and lose weight. And I always say scientists are not baffled. Maybe the author of this particular article was baffled, but scientists are not. This is a no-brainer. It's very, very simple. If you have a furnace blazing at 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit and you have a candle, and you take 2 logs, both the same size and weight, how many logs do you think you can go through in a day putting it in the furnace versus holding it over the candle? This is not baffling science. And this is what your metabolism is. So if your metabolism is burning at the rate of a candle, yes, you better slow down on the logs, because otherwise you're just going to start building log piles, really, in the tummy and the gut and the butt and everywhere else. But if you have a metabolism, I mean, we all have people like that in our lives. That person that you hate, right, who can eat anything. They eat 4,000 or 5,000 calories a day, and they can't put on weight. And they would say, well, they're trying to put on weight. But, this is a person who has a metabolism that's, blazing at 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. This is what we really want to do, is we want to get your metabolic fire blazing. So one of the things that's important to realize is, how do you keep a fire going? You have to stoke it. You have to stoke the fire with fuel. You can't just take the fuel away and expect that, you're going to have good, healthy, long-term results. So the calories are the fuel, and basically it's a matter of a strategy. You have to feed that fire strategically through the day at the right times with the right things in order to build and start raising that heat, raising that metabolism, so that you can get stimulated to burn fat for fuel. And so it's a very, very important, when you're looking for diets and you're looking for, what's the best one, I recommend that you go with a clinically supervised diet. No matter what, you need a coach. Especially if you all know how to diet, you all know how to lose weight, you all know what you should and shouldn't eat by now, I'm sure you do. And if you don't, we'll talk. But really, it's the motivation, and it's really having somebody to answer to. 2, make sure that your diet is not a fad diet. Okay, it's not all about, taking a supplement and losing your appetite so that you stop eating. All right, it has to be a healthy diet where you're maintaining a good nutritional balance. Understand, also, this is another thing, please do not take the fat out of your diet. Okay, we need fat to burn fat, and I'm going to talk about that more a little later on, about the importance of fat, but don't do a fat-free diet. We'll talk about that in a little while. Anyway, so make sure it's clinically supervised if you can find it. Make sure that you're burning fat for fuel, not just weight loss. So there's also got to be inches. Make sure it's not just, in the beginning of every diet, you're going to lose a lot of, water weight, usually in the first week or so. So, don't be startled when someone says, lose 40 pounds this weekend, because basically you're dehydrating yourself. You're losing water, but not necessarily burning fat. So watch out for fad diets. Watch out for repeat diets. These are all the things to look out for. And I will be talking a lot later about all kinds of, the best kind of weight loss programs. But make sure that it's healthy. Make sure that it's somebody that you can trust, that's competent, that knows what they're doing. And make sure it's not just a calorie counting diet, because generally they don't work.